Hello friend, and welcome to another video. My name is Amy and I'm a cash stuffer and zero-based budgeter located in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, a little bit outside of Seattle. I'm 38 years old. I live with my partner James and our 6-month-old son, and we live on a single income with occasional side hustles. So today, we are actually doing something a little bit different. Usually I do cash stuffings on this channel, but today, since we're in an in-between week of cash stuffings, I thought, hey, why not try unstuffing? So I have seen some unstuffings and I really enjoy them. And I thought, hey, what better way to sort of, walk you through how we manage our finances than doing an unstuffing. So today, like I said, we're going to be doing this unstuffing, and this amount is an amount that James gave me, which I'm going to put to the side right now. And so if you're new, or if you've been here before, I've talked about this where I have this deposit envelope, and what we do with this is because we only use a debit card and cash, or debit cards and cash. We will use our debit card for any online shopping or any shopping at places where they don't take a debit card, or not debit card, where they don't take cash. So when we do that, I used to wonder with cash budgeters, like, well, how do you organize that? Like, how do you make sense of that in your mind and in the envelopes? So today I wanted to walk you through how I do that. And I don't go through my bills in these videos. One, it would be way too long. I already talk a lot. But the other thing is that the way that I do my budgeting, I have all of my expenses already listed out. And then I just deduct from that what I have left over, which is what I stuff. So we won't be covering the unstuffing of bills here, but we will be doing unstuffing of anything else from our sinking funds or from our cash envelopes. So let me show you what that means. So we're going to go in order, and we are actually not going to start with sinking funds. I just wanted to show you this this deposit envelope to give you an idea of what I mean. And then we're going to go to dining out. So dining out this week, I'm normally a pretty big stickler for for eating at home, but we had the opportunity. Oh, which I actually didn't realize, I'm trying out some new envelopes. These are gold. I used my Cricut finally. I think I might change them to black, but I really like this font. So yeah, super cute. Anyway, I digress. Normally I'm a pretty big stickler for sticking to our budget in terms of dining out. This week we really wanted to go to the fair. We didn't get the opportunity to go to the fair because work for James was just a bit too crazy. So instead I allocated some money, which was $48.58, and we used the dining money for that instead. That, and then I got James, when I went to Costco, I got him a pizza and an ice cream because he loves their strawberry ice cream. So that total came out to $53.51. So $53.51. I only have $25 in my dining out envelope. So in the case of that, what would I do, right? So since I only have $25 and $53.51 minus 25 is $28.51. So I need to find $28.51 somewhere, right? So usually what I'll do is I'll go to groceries if there's money left over here. 25. Oh, it looks like we will be able to do this. 26, 25, 26, 27, 28. And you know what? Since it's $28.51, let's do 29. So we get a little ahead with balancing that budget. So I'll stick this back in here. And then this money that I just unstuffed, which again should be 53, 51. So we have 20, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So I'm going to organize this. And like I said, we're going to do a little more. So instead of 53, 51, we're doing 54. And we'll stick that there so that we have that money to stuff. So yeah, that's generally how I do it. I go through each folder like that, and you know, it's okay. If you're new to budgeting and you are stressed out because you're like, I need to stick to the amount that I put in the envelope, just know that it's okay, right? It's okay to sometimes, if you already know what is in your other envelopes, and you are being intentional about how you're spending money, you can absolutely take your money out of your other envelopes. And you don't need to like slap your hand on the wrist or anything. It just is what it is. And I'm all about taking the guilt away from spending money, right? As long as you are being intentional about it. At least that's what has really worked for me. And it helps me to enjoy the process. So, and you know what else it helps me enjoy the process? James brought me some snacks. These are the elote chips from Trader Joe's. They're really good if you hadn't had them. There are two varieties. If you're going to try them, make sure that you do the elote variety and not just the regular. They're very similar bags. And then he also brought me a mason jar of water, which, maybe you didn't need to see that, whatever. But like I said, I'm about making this process really enjoyable. And the more that you enjoy the process, like the more that you want to continue, right? Like that's the case for me. And so let's see. After dining out, we actually do have some groceries that we need to take out. In the grocery bill, I usually also put extra stuff for our extra money, about $50 for our son, for wipes and for diapers. And this time we needed some more bags for the diaper genie. So those cost us $20.36. And so I'm going to take a 20 out. And because I took out for dining out, I'm going to, instead of adding the 36 cents, I'll just add the 20, right? Because it all works out in the end. And also whatever doesn't work out like exactly, I have a buffer in our checking account to account for that. And let me just make sure that this is nice and focused. Okay, so that was groceries. And then we're gonna go to car maintenance. So miscellaneous will stay. We are good with this binder. And then we're going to go back to our sinking funds, and we're going to go to, this actually I need to put back here. And the reason for that is because originally I had $500, a slip that I had put into car maintenance. But because we had to make a big withdrawal, I had to take that money back out of the bank and put it in our envelope. So car maintenance, we currently have 500, 520, 540, 560, 580, 620, 630, 640, 645, and 650. So we have 650 in car maintenance, and we need to take out 234.50 because we have to renew our tabs on our cars. So we're going to take out 220, 30, and 5. So let's see. Let me make sure again that we're focused. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 220, 230, and 235. So 235 for our tabs is what we spent there. And that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 320, 340, 360, 380, 4, 410, and 415. So 415 plus 235 is 650, right? So that's how I go through, you know, each envelope. And I just double check also because if you saw my last video, there were some mistakes because I was rushing. And so yeah, so I like to go through and double check. So car maintenance, and these two I actually had backwards, but care. So for self-care, you may have seen in a couple videos back that James and I were both able to stuff $500 each for self-care, which was super exciting. And let's see, I spent out of my self-care from the 550, 347.05, 347.05. And then what's crazy is I mentioned it in my last video, but I had gone to Michael's and I bought some things, some Cricut things for to create labels and stuff, these cute labels that I was mentioning. And the crazy thing is I had spent $128 on those supplies. And then the next week, they came out with an ad that said that all Cricut materials were 50% off. And I was like, oh, crazy, right? But I had already bought the stuff. But I had also heard before that at a lot of big retailers that if you buy something and within a certain amount of time, if you come back with your receipt, they will pay you the difference in what you paid. And that was exactly the case of what happened here because it was within 7 days, which when I looked at their policy, it said that within 7 days, if there was a competitor's price that was lower, or if we found a price that was lower, which happened to be their own price, right, that they would honor that. So I went into the store and they gave me back $44, which is nuts. So, oops. So that's this money, which I'm going to add to the self-care pile because we're going to need to pay back what I had taken out. I didn't spend all 128 on Cricut stuff only. Like I had bought a push pin board and a couple other things that weren't Cricut stuff. So it came out to $44. And so that is what I'm going to be adding to this pot. But included in this 347.05, when I went in to get this refund, since all the other stuff was also 50% off, I was like, oh, it's a great opportunity to still save money and buy some materials that I also wanted to buy, like sticker sheets and stuff like that, and some more vinyl. So I ended up spending this $44 plus an additional about $10.74, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this money back to here, or to here rather, not back to here. And so then from here we will pay the 347.05 because that includes the original 128 plus the 54.74. So we're going to pay 20, 40, let's see, 41, 42, 43, 44. Let's see. So we're going to put that there. And you know what? 344. I'm okay with that difference of like $3. Like I said, I have a buffer, which instead of just taking forever to sit here and break that down, I'll just say, okay, that's a $3 buffer, and I'll make that mental note. So we're going to take this and we're going to add it to this deposit money. Oh, and let me actually, so we have 100, 200, and 220 left for self-care. And I also ended up buying, it wasn't just Michael's stuff that I bought. I also bought some stuff. I bought some underwear, right? Which again, it's like, it sounds so silly, but because we were in such like survival mode for a long time, like underwear just kind of goes to the bottom of the list. And maybe that's TMI, but I know, at least for some of my friends that I talk to, it can be the same way, right? Where, it's like a necessity, but you just put other things before it. And so I went ahead and got that. I also got some fonts, which are the fonts that you saw on my cash envelope binder, because it was just something that I really wanted. And I bought some nail polish. So I don't really wear nail polish on my hands, but I do like to wear nail polish on my feet. And so I bought some polish remover, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. So that is what I have been spending on self-care. I have a couple more $100 and I think that will go to clothes, but we'll see what happens. So that's self-care. And actually, one more thing that I want to mention as I fix this bent bill, this little is that policy. I also looked, I went to Target, for instance, and I looked at their policy. And if you are going to shop at Target this year, particularly for gifts or, just anything really, you can look online and on their app specifically. But if you look at their policy, it says that it's like the beginning of October to I think it's like Christmas Eve. It's sometime in December. That whole period of time, if you buy something within that window and it goes on sale, within that time after you've bought it, you can go in and you can receive the difference. Now, am I somebody who's such a stickler where if it goes on sale for like, you save $2, am I going to go all the way back to get that difference? Not necessarily. But like in the case of Michael's, I saved, $44, which was significant enough for me to make the trip and to do it. So I also have like a bookcase that I want to buy at Target, which is why I was checking their policy. And it's like a $230 desk that I've seen go on sale for, I want to say like $170. And I've been holding off. But it's a little bit of a gamble, right? It may or may not go on sale. So I just wanted to pass that info on to you. If there are things that you want to buy that inevitably will go on sale, or maybe you don't know it'll inevitably go on sale, but it does, and you're like, man, and you don't want to feel like like that you lost out. And they even say it in Target's, in their print, they say, they want your experience to be a fulfilling one, that that you had a good experience with how you spent your money. And so yeah. So I hope that you find that tidbit helpful. So let's see. We did car maintenance. We are good on Christmas, I believe. And then we're going to go over to health. Fun, gifts, and health. So health we needed to buy some shampoo and body wash, which is $20. And we bought that on Amazon, which is why we used our debit card. And most of these are pretty much online shopping, unless it's like dining, which is what we're going to get to next. So I don't have a folder here because James has his own envelope, so to speak. It's literally a mailer envelope, but he spent $104 on the debit card from his $520 self-care. So he spent $105, and he is a big experience guy. So he bought us a couple of trips to this really nice French cafe. And I'm always telling him like, no, like you shouldn't spend money on that. This is your self-care. Like you should buy things, for you. But he insists on, buying things for me, which I just, I appreciate. And, yeah, he's a very, very loving person. And fortunately, he still also did buy himself a couple of shirts from Target for work that he had been really wanting. There was a little bit of a tragic experience with that, though, because not with the shirts, but with with the French cafe, because he went for breakfast one morning to go get us some stuff, and he put it in the toaster oven to reheat. And we got really deep into a conversation, and we both just were, you know, in the conversation. And next thing we know, yeah, they didn't light on fire, but they burnt pretty bad. So yeah, so he had to go and replace those. Which it's like I told him we can take that out of another fund, but he insisted on just paying for it. So yeah. Anyway, I love the guy. He's a very, very sweet man. So personal, I bought some more of these zip envelopes so that I could make some more cash envelopes, which you saw. So that's $18.48. So I'm going to pay $20 from here. And like I said earlier, the $3, two of those essentially, or maybe $1.50 gets covered in this 20, right? So everything works out. So we'll just put that with that. So we'll put that 10 back there. And then let's see, we had bought some pajamas, which our little buddy needed. And he also needed a jacket because winter's coming, and it's crazy. Little homie is 6 months old, almost 7, and he's already wearing 12-month-old clothing, and some of it is actually pretty tight, which is nuts. He was a 9 pound 6 ounce, I think he was, baby. It's evading me right now because I'd have to think about it for a second, but yeah, he was just born a bigger baby, so. We needed to buy him some things. So the total for him with the pajamas, a couple like sweatsuit jogger kind of things, and a nice jacket for the winter came out to $142.03. And then I have 25 from his fund here. So we need another $117.03. So in a case like this, right, those are just things that I absolutely do need for him. He was busting out of his jammies. So in the case of this, what I will do, I'll go out of, for instance, gifts, right? And then we'll take some from here because I overstuffed. There's a very kind commenter who pointed out that I put an extra 20 in gifts in my last video anyway. So again, kind of works out. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 76, and 77. So let's take maybe 50. We'll take 50 for our bud. And so then we have 67.03. And because some of this is also for winter, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Christmas. Let's see. We're going to go to Christmas. We don't have a ton of things that we're going to need to buy for Christmas. So this works out. 20, 40, 60, and 70. And we're going to still continue to stuff this. So I'm not too concerned about this. 20, 40, 60, and 70. And then we're going to add this 300 back to Christmas. And we're going to add this here and let's count it up. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 130, 140, and 145. And we needed 142 for our little bud, so that works out. A few dollars to make up the difference. And then it looks like that may be it. So let's go through and count Light's getting pretty bright there. So let's bring it down a little bit. So we're going to go through and we're going to count all of this money. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 600. Let's see if we can put this here. So we have 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60. It's 260. Then we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. And the total is $943. And what we needed was $940.43. So we are over by about $3, $2.50 or so. So that is exactly right on the money. And that is how we go through and unstuff. And I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that it helps you in your budgeting journey. And you don't necessarily always have to just use cash. You can also use your debit card, and this money will go through, or will go to rather, the deposit folder, which will then be deposited back into the bank so that we are all squared up and our finances are in line. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, for spending your valuable time with me. I really appreciate it. And if you liked this video, I greatly appreciate your thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed yet, we would love to have you join on the journey. And a big, 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 big times infinity thank you to all of the new subscribers as well as the existing subscribers. We reached over 100 subscribers, which is really, really crazy to me. I can't believe it. It all just sort of kind of happened over a couple of days. Things got, exponentially a bit faster. So I really, really appreciate you. Thanks for coming along on the journey. If you have any questions, comments, things that you'd like to share, I'd definitely love to hear from you in the comments section. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Have an amazing week. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys.